So our project is about Roman territory and our representation of it in MLPQ. We'll go over the motivation behind our project, then briefly into the history of what our project is about. Then we'll go into the goals and ER diagram and MLPQ implementation of it before we end off with our conclusion and future adjustments.
Thanks, Antonio. Our project focuses on understanding the geographical shift in Roman authority under two of its most pivotal leaders, Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar. This period marked a transformation in Roman history, not only in political structure, but also in territorial expansion. By analyzing the geographic additions made under each ruler, we can uncover meaningful insights into how Rome evolved during their reigns, and from which we can gain and create potential insights and hypotheses.
Thank you, Anik. So we're going to start with a base map representation of Europe and the Mediterranean, which they're ruled. We're going to start with when the Republic was in power, defined here, before Julius Caesar took it over and was declared as a dictator that ruled as a monarchy. Or he was assassinated in 44 BC. Uh, Octavian Augustus ended up ruling years later, around 27 BC, and he was officially declared as the first emperor of Rome, turning it back into an official monarchy.
Our project goal, our project goal is to provide historical insight into other scenarios or similar leadership transition in history. By utilizing MLPQ to map and compare the territories acquired or influenced by the rulers such as Julius Caesar and Augustus, we query and connect relevant information to highlight differences and overlap in their governance and geographical reach. And also by analyzing intersecting generals who served under both the rulers to explore their roles in maintaining continuity or driving change. This systematic approach allows us to link geography, leadership, and governance in a cohesive manner.
All right. As for our ER diagram, we have a total of 5 tables, of which our primary table is the ruler that has similar properties as a general, at least in this representation. Our thought process behind a ruler in a period is divided between pre-Augustus and post-Julius to give kind of a quick understanding of the time period, of which only many rulers can be a part of a single time period. And as for a map, we have the map territory for each ruler, so it is a one-to-one relationship. And as for our government, it is also many rulers and for one government as well. And there are many rulers and many generals that served each other under multiple times. And our two constraint database tables we have are government and period, both of which are defined by the type of period and then their government name as well under gov.
All right, this is our design overview for MLPQ. This uses multiple constraint tables to map out the territory in tables. More specifically, uses MATLAB's I2V2C. We use this to map out the base map pre-Julius, Julius, and Augustus, and that's represented below. And the live examples are on the right. We have ruler, general, period, and government.
Yeah, each table is also notable attribute is their time. Everything is within a range of time, so they're appropriately organized. And then our further concerns about what we have currently is just the I2V2C map layout extremely long since they're made up of multiple polygons. So it makes intersecting map directly a little difficult. Moving onward.
This is our map query for Julius's territory here. You can see we just named it Julius map, and then we got the X and Y's from ruler and map, and then where ruler.t is equal to map.t. Ruler.name is equal to Julius Caesar, and that gives the image on the right.
It's also one to note that we could also grab the same map just by grabbing the map ID by itself, but having a join table and choosing the ruler name lets you choose specifically which ruler of a map you'd like to see.
These are all of our map queries laid out. The base map is top left. The Republic is top right. Augustus is bottom left, and Julius is bottom right. And we also have their dates there as well. Those coincide to the dates given in our MLPQ. And these are all the maps laid over each other, so you can see who conquered what and how much they expanded on the previous ruler before them. So we can see Julius or the pre-Julius is named Republic map here. This was pre-Julius, and then you can see the Julius is the lighter blue, the brighter blue. You can see how much Julius added onto the previous layer, and then you can see even more land added by Augustus after Julius.
So beginning with our first query representation is the intersects. So our initial query was we joined the general and the ruler table, and then I selected by ruler. So I could see which generals were under Julius Caesar, for example. And then we repeat that process, but with the consul Senate under the Republic. And we have two tables consisting of 3 generals and then 6 generals. And then by using the intersecting function on MLPQ, we're able to get an output table of 3 intersecting generals that are shown in both tables, which being Pompey the Great, Marcus Antonius, and Marcus Agrippa. With our next set of queries, our rulers and generals are within a range of time. As between the years of 109 BC and 40 BC, we can grab the rulers and the generals that were within those 2 times, then being the table represented below that query, which would be 4 generals under the Republic and then 3 generals under the Julius Caesar reign as well. With our next query, we can grab the government and period per ruler, joined by 3 tables. So with our below query output, we can see all 3 rulers, their government type, and their period type as well, listed as pre-Augustus, post-Augustus, period type, our government, republic, dictatorship, monarchy, and empire, also technically a monarchy.
Thanks, Antonio. For our future editions and work, we could contour the maps using the I2V2C MATLAB script. In this way, we can concisely map out the coordinates and the regional maps. Other thing we would like to add is additional rulers and their regions to create a rich source of historical information about the Rome. We could also add more details associated to the rulers and their kingdoms, their cities, their historical events, and their wars, and many more.
So to conclude our project, the foundation of it, of course, is to provide a summarized historical analysis of mostly Julius Caesar's and Augustus's territory reign over time compared to the republics, since Caesar and Augustus is when the new kind of government came into play, which would be the monarchy. Augustus, however, being the first official monarchy. And then, with these different rulers, we could see how they rule the territories and their expansion between these small time frame of years. The application of this project is that it's relevant in teaching standards and geographical visualizations. as you're able to map out maps and interactive maps, say the least, since you can also MLPQ also has the implementation of animating as well to see how everything were to move within this time. However, we did not get to that part of the project. As far as utility wise, it is MLPQ is great for geographical mapping, as we showed here. You can see exactly where and what in specifics as well, depending how deep you would like to go. And then prediction mapping is a big implementation that we could also do as well, where you could take the land gain within a time frame of which those rulers reigned, and then you could predict on their next expansion or their length of which they could expand in an even larger set amount of time if they were to rule longer, for example. Now, here's our references, and thank you for listening to our project about the Roman territory.